حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين.
Hello Muslim friends of the world. Islam was present in China since the beginning of the Hijri century as part of the Silk Road trade civilization. For the record, the beginning of the Hijri year is counted from the emigration of the Prophet Muhammad and his followers from Mecca to Medina in 622 AD. Even though it is not the religion of the majority of the population, with a history of more than 1,000 years, the month of Ramadan worship is part of the national calendar of activities in China. The Chinese government issued a Ramadan iftar and fasting schedule with worship times set according to Beijing time, the country's capital. In the capital city of Beijing, the Cow Street area or Niujie is the center of the Muslim community, which is dominated by Hui people. At first glance, there is no visible physical difference between Hui people and Han people, known as Chinese. The Niujie Mosque has typical Chinese architecture, so at first glance it looks like a temple building. This mosque is one of the centers of Ramadan activities for local Muslims and foreign Muslims. Muslim tribes in China are part of the ethnic minorities, Shaoshu Minju, protected by the Chinese constitution. Some Muslim ethnic groups, such as Hui, Uyghurs, Kazakhs, Tajiks, and Uzbeks, have special autonomous regions, such as Ningxia Hui and Xinjiang. They have special rights that are not enjoyed by members of the majority ethnic group, namely the Han people. One of these special rights, for example, is that they are not limited in the number of children they have. Gandhi Prayambodo, a businessman from Indonesia, has fasted during Ramadan 15 times in China. When contacted, he said that fasting in China in the summer really requires physical and mental endurance. Moreover, the air temperature reaches 40 degrees Celsius. We want to break the fast relying on the sound of the call to prayer on our cell phones because there is no call to prayer like in Indonesia which can be heard everywhere, said Gandhi. To break the fast, adjust it to the conditions. Usually when he was in the office, Gandhi broke his fast by drinking water and snacks. What's fun is working in the office every day. My friends, Chinese, watched me, and were amazed how I could not eat from morning to evening and still work. They respect and understand if a Muslim observes iftar, said Gandhi. My friends, Chinese, watched me, and were amazed how I could not eat from morning to evening and still work. Gandhi added that the term iftar, which actually means breaking the fast, is commonly used by Chinese people to refer to fasting. According to Gandhi, there are 20 large mosques throughout the city of Beijing for worship in the month of Ramadan. Various snacks in the form of small cakes and nuts and various raisins are served as takjil when breaking the fast at mosques in Beijing. If you miss the atmosphere of home, all you have to do is go to the Indonesian embassy in Beijing to break the fast. The food is definitely Indonesian, said Gandhi. Another experience is Fathan Sembiring, an Indonesian citizen who studied for 5 years and is now active in the business sector with the Gentala Institute, an institution that bridges relations between business entities in China and Indonesia. He admitted that he missed the atmosphere of Ramadan in China. According to Fathan, if Ramadan falls like now at the beginning of the year, the air will be quite cool. The difference in fasting time, which is 2 hours longer than in Indonesia, is not too physically draining. What's interesting and makes Fathan miss the atmosphere of Ramadan in China is the habit of breaking the fast, which is usually done at each other's homes. After that, Muslims flocked to the mosque to perform Tarawih prayers. Because they follow the Hanafi school of thought, unlike us in Indonesia who follow the Shafi'i school of thought, they do many additional prayers in the Tarawih prayers in the mosque. Tarawih prayers can be completed until late at night. Nevertheless, everything was fun, said Fathan. At the start of the fast, Fathan was in the city of Haikou on Hainan Island, which is inhabited by the Hui Muslim community. This community is the largest part of the Muslim community on Hainan Island. Finding halal food is not difficult in China, especially in big cities. In Chinese history, since the Tang dynasty in the 600 to 900 AD century, in large cities in China there have been growing Muslim communities from the Middle East and Chinese Muslims themselves. For example, the city of Luoyang, the city of Xi'an, and the city of Guangzhou have Muslim communities that are around 1,000 years old. To find out whether a restaurant serves halal food, just try asking the employee or boss, Lao Ban, of the shop owner by saying, Qingzhen Kaima, pronounced Jingsen Kaima? This question means, halal food, right? To find out whether a restaurant serves halal food, just try asking the employee or boss, Lao Ban, of the shop owner by saying, Jingsen Kaima. The tradition of halal food and ingredients has been known for a long time, including halal food stalls or Qingzhen. The characteristics are easy. Pay attention to the shop advertisement with yellow and green Mandarin letters. These are the characteristics of a Muslim restaurant or halal shop. The employees usually wear Hui-style Muslim skullcaps or have Eurasian faces, namely the Uyghur tribe who work in many halal restaurants throughout China. Apart from that, there is an inscription Qingzhen Shipin, which means halal food if read from left to right. Then, at the entrance to the restaurant or shop there is also a halal certificate from the Islamic Religious Council. Typical Chinese Muslim menus, namely a type of sour and sweet yogurt, various raisins and nuts, sweet pastries, goat satay, jumbo-size lamb ribs, goat soup, fish soup, chicken soup and tomato egg omelette, Lanzhou beef noodles, one of the Muslim areas in China, goat fried rice, and others. Zainab Lanjun, a Hui Muslim woman, said that halal restaurants in China are part of the local culinary wealth. His family operated several large restaurants that could accommodate hundreds of customers at a time. Gandhi said that during Ramadan, local non-Muslim residents also flocked to halal restaurants such as those along Niujia. This has become part of the local menu, he said. When Compass visited Niujia, at the end of 2023, local non-Muslim residents were seen queuing to buy halal snacks at various stalls and lunch at halal restaurants along Niujia. Likewise, in the city of Sanya, Hainan Island, in mid-2023, women wearing black headscarves, Hui Muslims, were seen in tourist centers and selling souvenirs. You can also see stalls with the Qingzhen logo in various locations in tourist centers in the city of Sanya. Ramadan in Beijing and various regions of China brings color to the uniqueness of Islamic traditions in world history and civilization.